Yeah, something amazing happened recently, kind of exciting. I finished quite a few sketchbooks, so at the moment I have 4 that I definitely haven't done a sketchbook tour for yet. I'll probably have more and I'll dig them out at some point. I'm trying to decide which one to do, but I think originally I was going to do this one, even though I finished that one first. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And then we'll have 3 more. Let me know if you have a preference. Number 1, number 2, number 3. This one's mixed media, this one's watercolor stock, and this one's plain kind of drawing paper. So yeah, I'll leave them, I'll put them to the side. And as I was originally planning to do this one, let's start with that one. It's a chunky, and I think it's actually called chunky. It's a Seawhite of Brighton. It's full of acid-free cartridge paper. I wish it was free. And it's supposed to be sized for extra wet strength. I found this to be okay with mixed media, maybe not extra wet. But yeah, it's an alright sketchbook to feel when you want to paint, but it does soak up water quite quickly, so it's a bit of a strange experience, but it's doable. It's got 95 sheets, which is 190 sides, so it's quite a lot, 140 GSM. And it's 14 centimeters by 14 centimeters. The sticker here is by Krystyna Baczyński. I'll link her up to in the description of this video. And I started it in August 2022, and I only just finished it in last month on 31st of January 2024, so it was pretty much a year and a half, more or less. So yeah, quite a chunk in this chunky sketchbook, chunk of my life, I guess. Yeah, it's quite a lot of pages, so we'll see how the time goes. By the time I reach maybe about half, let's mark out half, just so we know roughly when to start looking at time. And I've lost my sticky notes again. What's the best way to do this? I'm just going to stick a sticky note somewhere in where it looks like it's the middle. That will be more or less, maybe slightly further than the middle, but I don't mind. Okay, I'm just going to get into it because it's quite a lot of pages. So here I covered my address, email address, and phone number, and I just put down this sketchbook has been in England and Poland. If I know I'll be somewhere abroad, or if I have been abroad with the sketchbook, I then put down the countries it's been in. Otherwise, it's just England. And yeah, put down the dates. So this sketchbook started with some swatching. I was just testing out some new paints. So I got some super granulating Schminke and Daniel Smith. And I think I'll hold it up for a bit, just because it's just swatches, so you can see it a little bit better. The washi tape was designed by me, so it's it's called Cat Party, and there's one imposter on the design. I just like when I have any scraps, I just put them around my sketchbook. So here are more swatches, and they didn't stand the test of time, but I don't think this stock is perfect for testing watercolors, so maybe that's why. So these are Daniel Smith, and these were Schminke Horadam. I quite like the purple Tundra Violet, quite good. And yeah, I quite like Schminke in general. Anyway, we've got Buff Titanium, but Daniel Smith as well, and a few different greens, blues, burnt umber, and so on. These are all from pans, so they're not, I guess from the paint from the pan isn't as nice, sorry for the shake. And then I did more swatches of the same colors. And I added some Derwent tinted charcoal and graphite tint. I definitely prefer graphite tint. It's just got a lot more to it. Like there's a lot more pigment in them. This one's a bit more watery, if that makes sense. I also had some, I'll move it like this, then you can see the pink a bit better. These are two fluorescent Shinhan Pass. It's quite affordable. It's like a mix in between watercolor and gouache. And it's an affordable range. So Shinhan Pass is an affordable range from Shinhan. So you can kind of play around with paints for less money, I guess. That's why I got them, because they were quite cheap. But obviously, maybe not obviously, but if you have fluorescent colors, they are not generally not light fast. I don't think any of them are actually. And then we have some more. So Shinhan Pass Indigo, I quite like that one. But Daniel Smith, you can see how much more saturated it is. It's not. I wasn't really comparing them, so it may be that I was just testing them slightly differently. But that's how it's in my sketchbook. And a few more Daniel Smith. Then I was swatching my colored pencils. I was trying to put down all the greens and yellows and kind of oranges next to each other, so I could see what I've got and what I may be missing. So you can see quite a lot. I think I've bought a few more since then, but that's overall that's more of most of them. And we have some more pinks and greens, cobalt, violets. Then I picked some of my favorites. I haven't really taken that any further. I just picked the favorites from those pages and that was it. And then a few more colored pencils. The Tombow Irojiten didn't really do well in this sketchbook. I've seen people using it in really beautiful ways, so I just don't have it's not a pencil for me. I bought it as whenever I see a new type of pencil, I just get it. And that way I discovered Caran d'Ache Luminance, because I just got one and loved it. Here's, I believe this is Schminke. And here, I'll move it, I'll sit down now. So this was drawn and painted on a sketchbook session with Archu. So they're on Discord, Patreon, and they have a private Discord, and a private part of it was live sessions where we drew to the same image prompts. You should check them out because they're very, very fun. I think right now Archu does it more on a pre-recorded, she pre-records the videos and then posts them on Patreon, but overall most of the time it's live. So some more drawings and paintings. Here I still was a bit unsure of how to draw and how to paint. I was just enjoying it and not taking that much I wasn't really feeling it yet, I guess. It's the way to say. I'm trying to be kind to myself. I was just testing things out, literally had loads of paint on the palette, and yeah, not much to add. This was it might have been a sketchbook revival session, I'm not 100% sure, but this was playing with texture and adding loads of paint to a page. Didn't really like it, but it was enjoyable. And then I did these abstract panels. Not my style, tried it. It was fun, but not really for me. There'll be a lot of experimentation. So this one was inspired by what Archu was making at the time. I just absolutely loved the neon combination with dark indigo. And I just looked at what similar art to theirs and to hers and what she was doing and just played around. Really, really enjoyed this. And in fact, I can show you what an example of Archu's work was at the time. It was this sketchbook cover for Mossery. It was a collaboration. And yeah, I just really like the combination of colors, and that's what kind of inspired this. So I wasn't copying, I was just trying to recreate the effects more than anything. I think that might be my favorite page from the entire sketchbook. It's just so fun. Neon colors are my thing. The only problem is they don't really print very well unless you use what's it called? I want to say screen printing, but that's not what I'm thinking, but also screen printing. Yeah, I think I was going to try something else, like with water-soluble pencil, but I didn't really get far. This was from another art2 session, but I don't know why there's only one and nothing else. I often draw in various sketchbooks at the same time when there's a session, because then if it's watercolor on any of them, then I can move it aside and keep going. Anyway, I'm getting rambly. Yeah, swatching Neocolor 2 by Caran d'Ache. They're water-soluble pencils. This one was some paint, probably Daniel Smith, from what I can see, but I'm not sure. This was from some drawing prompts. Oh, that might have been a drawing prompt rather than an actual session, this guy here. Archie posts, or someone who manages Discord at the time, posts a daily image to kind of study and draw. So I think that these might be from it. Don't quote me on that. It's been a long time. Some luminance, graphitined, Ecoline, Tumbos, Holbein, all the swatches. I just really had fun in this sketchbook, you know. Here I was trying out different watercolor techniques. So I was trying wet on wet and blending, and yeah, just having fun. I remember really loving this combo of colors. Some probably graphitined. Here are highlighters, some more paint explorations, and that might be watercolor graphite pencils, which are really fun. That might be Caran d'Ache Technolo. Yeah, not much to show really. This one's from... I was drawing and painting random album covers from Spotify, just if something was on at the time and I opened it, I was like, okay, I'm going to draw it directly from Spotify albums. And so was this one. I remember really enjoying this. It took a long time because I almost covered every teeny tiny dot on this page. If I speak really funny, it's because I'm a bit ill, but I really wanted to record this because it's been well overdue. I've been waiting to make... I keep saying I hope it's not too much. I was trying to fill all the white space, basically. This was a list of colors. I believe I was watching Sarah Burns, and I was trying to list out the colors that she said were easy to match, to mix, to get other colors. I think it might have been someone else, but I think it was her. And then some more swatching, some more experiments. This was all my inks at the time, or maybe some of my inks at least. Some of them are acrylic inks, some of them are regular water-based inks. Just had fun with brushes and ink, and this was I was testing using brush with ink as I was working on an anthology submission for an anthology. Yep, because that makes sense. I was trying to draw with a brush and a fountain pen, and I did. I should probably show you, to be honest. I still haven't put it up on my website. So I'll show you a small peek. But this was painted and drawn with the fountain pen ink. I won't show you too much, just because you will have a reason to check out my Patreon and later my website as well, because I'll share it there. Anyway, yeah, I think I picked sepia in the end, I believe. Some more swatching. Again, just trying different things, seeing what worked, what didn't work, just having a bit of fun. And here's a sticker from an order from Krystyna Baczynski. I just thought it was really cute, so I kept it. I often will try and preserve a sticker if I order from an artist, and even like envelopes if there's a cute drawing on it, so they don't go to waste. I quietly hope that people do that with mine too. Some really cool Caran d'Ache pencils, and I need to find them because as a combo, these colors kind of work. Yeah, anyway. This was a super fun multicolored pencil, like a magic pencil. And I can't find that specific, oh there it is. So it's a Koh-i-Noor, I never pronounced this right probably. It's a magic pencil in all of these colors, and I had lots of fun like playing with it in a few different sketchbooks. Highly recommended. It's just really fun. Oh yeah, so that reference was from ArtChoose Discord. They're usually from Pinterest, so I don't know the original artist. And some more. So this was a session from kind of Ghibli movies. This was, or maybe it wasn't a session, maybe it was just one of the references. This as well. I wasn't happy with my anatomy, so I added text to make it distract from the actual image. That's good, it's all practice, so that's what sketchbooks are for. Yeah, this anatomy was really bad. I think I maybe was hitting an art block or something. Oh yeah, there was this weird reference from Alice in Wonderland, I think. And I just added, whoa, slow down, it drags Alice, because it was a bit trippy. And this was a draw this in your style. I don't know if I ever shared it because I wasn't entirely happy with this, but I had fun drawing it. Check out Jessica Bessie on Instagram. She's amazingly talented, beautifully rendered like art. Yeah, highly recommend her account. Then I was studying from Hannah Flanagan art. I was just enjoying it, so I kind of tried to redraw what she drew, and then I tried making my own. Like, I just made up this image from like 2 or 3 different images, I think. Some more references from ArtChoose Discord. I really like this blue graphite. It's just regular like blue graphite, quite cheap. Any pencil will do. And yeah, as you can see, my own stuffs, yay, fun. Yeah, I just made up a few pictures, or maybe I looked at some references, but I kind of changed things up a bit. It was really fun drawing with this pencil. Never now and then I come back to it. Yeah, there's more. So we have a gouache, mixed media, so gouache. What else is there? There's some, probably Caran d'Ache, some pastel pencils, like actual pencils, and so on. Yeah, just a fun exploration, way too dark, but I was quite happy at the time, and I still am, I think, because I don't really do stuff like this very well, so it's kind of worth. More drawings with the magic pencil. What's the time? Okay, we're doing all right. This was something to do with textures. I honestly can't remember. I used the washi tape. Like when you finish a washi tape, you have like that white bit inside. So I was painting with that. Oops, spoilers. Some more references. Probably from ArtChoose, I'm not sure. Sometimes I just get random references. I've started using pixels and like royalty-free websites, but I often use Pinterest as well. And we had a session from Odd Orange Art. I can't remember, but it might have been my first, potentially. Oh no, this was a recording. My first one was live. But anyway, it was a session to loosen up, so kind of like stop caring so much, so they were really quick drawings. And there were some blind contours or single line drawings. I can't quite remember. Well, this isn't a blind contour because I wouldn't have been able to draw it this well. But I think it was like you don't lift a pen from the paper as you draw it session. This was blind contour, and I have to say, not bad. Like, the shape is still there, even though it's, you know, all wonk. I love blind contour. Another blind contour, I believe I was looking at this one. So, yeah, I can tell. You know, when you look and you can tell, that must have been it. But I really like the quality of line. So I kind of started using this scratchy technique for hair afterwards. I didn't even realize that's where it started, but probably there. And then continuous line. Okay, so maybe this was blind contour. Although it's too neat, like the nose is in the right place. You know, blind contour, you end up with a nose there and an eye there. Anyway. Some more. This was fun. All over the place. He was playing an instrument and had an umbrella, or someone else had an umbrella. Who knows? No one knows. This was with the left hand. I had extra time, so I drew another chicken or rooster. Again, non-dominant hand. Quite good for a left hand, you know? This was negative space. Must have been some flowers, like leaves, and maybe some flowers. Don't know. Yeah, I'd have to rewatch that session to remind myself. More negative space. It was quite hard. Someone was reading a newspaper basically on this reference. And here were some palm trees, a car and a woman. Again, just really fun. That's when I discovered negative space drawing from Odd Orange, really. Here's another session. I can't remember what it was. Still life? No. Don't know. Let loose, maybe? Anyway, lots of seashells. Alternative mediums. A medium I haven't used for a while. I think it was a brush pen. A blue lead pencil. Graphite. And some colored pencils. Then I don't really know where these originated. Just had fun. It could have been from a book about mixed media. Okay, some more experimentation. Don't really remember exactly how I did it. I think it might be ink because of the way that this color changes here. Some Ecoline brush pens and it might have been Stabilo wood ink. So I discovered these two when I went to the Graphic Arts Center a year or two ago and just really loved them. I just was like, what is this new thing I've never seen before that wants to go into my basket? And that's how they ended up there. There, you can draw with them like regular pencil or crayon. You can use them with water, and they're 3-in-1. I can't remember the third use. But yeah, they're pretty versatile. And they cover different surfaces quite well. So that's that. Here I was testing out... sorry, just catching my breath. I was testing out some art supplies. So paints. Shinhan Pass is a watercolor slash gouache paint. It's a very affordable one. This one's Professional Designer's Gouache by the same company, Shinhan. And I was just seeing whether it made a difference, and it did. I'll show you closer up in a second. And then I used Winsor & Newton Flesh Tint and Shinhan Pro Jaune Brilliant. They're a bit different, but I thought they were similar enough to kind of give it a go. And Shinhan Professional is a gouache, and this is also a gouache. This is more of a like professional gouache. I guess they both are, because this one says professional. Yeah, anyway. And then so this is the comparison. And I much prefer the bottom one, but the top one doesn't have much. Like, it's still a nice color, still a nice paint. It's got a lot of shine to it, which this one doesn't, so it depends what you go for, really. You might prefer this one. Obviously, this one might not be light fast. If it's professional, there's a bigger chance it's light fast, but you basically often need to check every single paint you buy, just to make sure. If you want light fast products, like for say finished work, you probably would want to use something light fast. I'm not sure if it is. It's got 2 stars. I don't quite know what that means, to be honest. And here I was adding them to each other just to see how they will. I wanted to make them not blend, but like create like those fun blooming effects. Yeah, just really having fun. This was for a course from Domestica by Sarah Van Dongen. Wasn't really feeling it, but you know, experimenting is cool. So I was just trying different ways of drawing rain. Probably should have done more. Maybe then I would have started feeling it. This one's from a session with Archu. Again, you'll see a lot of mentions of Archu in my sketchbooks. Are we not? I would say we're probably halfway there, but I'll go a few more pages until we finish this session, maybe. So yeah, a few more references, like a landscape, and this one, like I know it's not great, but I love it because I would have never, like, even tried to attempt it. I just think I got the colors right, if nothing else. And some more. I really like this page, even though, I put these pages in between just to protect them from smudging. Yeah, I love this mountain, and I would have never put like those colors on the mountain before, and I did, and I'm so glad because it just looks fun. I think that might be the end of the session, so I believe that's probably, I know, I'll go on then, I'll do a few more. So here I was reading this book on mixed media and like trying to experiment, and this was inspired by it. I can't remember if it actually was from that book, but basically I drew with a white crayon first and then covered it with watercolor. Pretty sure that's what happened there. And yeah, I didn't realize that the watercolor would go like everywhere but the oily texture of the crayon, so that was really cool to find out. It's a useful thing to know. Some more random scratches and swatches. Here's a Holbein PWC, I always forget, professional watercolor, I think. Payne's Grey. Just kind of sort of experimenting with moody images. I kind of like it as a like a sky. Maybe I'll do more experiments with this. Don't quite remember why I wrote peaceful next to like a massive thunderstorm. Here I was inspired by an artist on YouTube. I wish I remembered, Natasha Newton. And she was swatching her colors using like these lovely like plants, so I created my own page like this and also tested them out here. So we have Roman Szmal, Aquarius, Payne's Grey, and Roman Szmal, Aquarius Shadow Grey. I love these because they are made by a Polish producer, a paint maker, and that always makes me happy. And Kuretake Kansai Tambi in red, and Benny? I don't know. I'm learning Japanese, so I was trying to read it, but I kind of always forget hiragana. And yeah, I was just in love with how opaque and strong this paint was when I got it. Okay, so we're getting to the end of... Actually, that's a very good way to end it out. By accident, pretty much. So these are the two paints. And I kind of mixed them up. I couldn't remember which one was which, so hence this question mark here. But it doesn't really matter as long as I know what I like. But I believe Payne's Grey is the bluer one, right? And Shadow Grey would be a grey. So maybe I got them wrong. Anyway, so that was my end of swatching. And this will mark the start of drawing again in this sketchbook. It's been quite a long time. yeah, so this was all like 2021. No, sorry, 2022. Around that time, and then I kind of left the sketchbook for almost half of it. So I'll carry on with the rest of this at some other time. Basically, I can't speak anymore, and also 30 minutes of flicking through a sketchbook is quite a lot, I believe. I will not edit this video heavily. I found one that I don't think people mind that much, but also that when I watch a video and it's been heavily edited, it's a bit jarring, like it doesn't feel flowing, if that makes sense. So I'm just going for a natural kind of vibe now and see how that goes. Let me know what you prefer, whether you prefer all the ums and ums. I know that also could be annoying, but yeah, just give me a shout what you prefer, because I don't really know what. Yeah, I think I'll stick to being like just talking naturally and not editing too much. It might work better, but yeah, let me know if you have a preference. I think that's it. I think worth mentioning is that I have a Patreon where I share a lot of my sketchbooks way before other people see them. I also share occasional like secret sketchbook pages where I don't share with anyone else. Some videos that are exclusive to Patreon, whether it's testing a new material, talking about my comics, things like that. Do check it out. You can also find me on Etsy, where I sell all of the like things that I make, including comics and stickers and washi tape, which you could see here. That one, a cute one. And yeah, I just love making stuff, you know. I think that will be it. I literally just got my new comic from print. I'll just add it here because I feel proud of it, and why not? I think it's a fun thing to share. It's an hourly comic day comic titled What Happened on Thursday, because the 1st of February this year was on my Thursday. I booked a day off and I was just trying to enjoy the day, be a bit more mindful of what I was doing, enjoying as I went. It took me about a couple weeks to get it to finished state and print it. But I really enjoyed it. So yeah, you can get that soon from my shop. Probably when you see this video, you might be able to get it already. I feel like I'm getting very salesy and I hate that, but also I feel like if I don't tell you, you won't know. You won't know that, you know, I do make that stuff. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a nice thumbs up. You can subscribe. You can hit the bell icon to get notified of my new videos if you're, you know, interested in that. If you want, you're welcome to leave me a nice comment. Hopefully nice. And yeah, have a lovely day, artsy. And until next time, bye!